advise the House that this is a split call. Have we finished? Good. I call the Honourable Ruth Dyson.
There's no rush, Mr. Speaker.
It's all right, is it?
No rush, it's fine.
I can't hear you.
Quite correct, it is a split call. Mr. Speaker, can I just commend the member who's just resumed his seat and say that he made a more valuable contribution to the debate than the Minister has throughout this entire proceeding, throughout the first reading, the second reading, the committee stage, and now the third reading. The Minister hasn't made a single contribution of any value at all to this debate. And I think that's really doing a disservice not only to the bill, but actually to his colleagues and to the House. I think that Parliament should be treated in a better way, in a more respectful way than that, and the Honourable Simon Bridges has let, I think, the National Party team down in this great week of their 77th anniversary as a political party in New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, in terms of both the process of this bill and the content, I'm very pleased to be joining my Labour colleagues in opposing it. And looking first of all at the process, members have been quite puzzled by the name of this bill, the Crown Minerals Amendment Act 2013 Amendment Bill, which will then become the Crown Minerals Amendment Act 2013 Amendment Act 2013. It sounds like someone did a cut and paste and made an error in the name of it, but the reason it's called such an unusual name is that this bill that we have debated now through all stages under urgency amends mistakes, fixes mistakes to a bill that hasn't even come into force yet. We warned at the time to take care with the detail, and I know the Honourable Simon Bridges was so keen to get his name on a bit of law that was passed through its third reading that he totally ignored all the consideration of the House, made a whole lot of mistakes, and now he's suddenly come back to Parliament and said, I've got to fix them under urgency. Well, that wouldn't be so bad. Mr. Speaker, he's new at the job and he's human. He can make mistakes. We would be happy to fix them up. But he didn't just do that. He then took the opportunity of a budget measure being put through under urgency to make significant changes to the substantive legislation. The first one is a huge concern, and that is that it reduces the health and safety, the environmental and the financial security considerations around oil and gas exploration. That is a step in the wrong direction. After the Select Committee took such care over the health and safety considerations in the previous legislation, it's insulting to the Select Committee. They worked so hard, they reconvened the Select Committee to look at the outcomes from the Pike River inquiry and ensured that they were incorporated into the legislation on a pretty across all parties basis, actually, and in a very open way, and I commend Jonathan Young, the Chair, for his leading of that process. And then Simon Bridges just biffs it all out. That's a bit hard for the industry, so he reduces all those considerations. And then the second part of what this bill does, other than the fixing up the mistakes of Simon Bridges, is it extends the protest ban. The most controversial part of the last legislation was that this new protest ban was introduced, not for health and safety. Not for health and safety. That was what the Minister said at the time. Oh, we care so much about health and safety, we're going to introduce this protest ban. If that was the case, it would have been exactly the same health and safety ban on all vessels, but it's not. It's just on protest bans, and it covered the EEZ. Mr. Speaker, that has now been extended to cover the continental shelf, the water above the continental shelf. Well, it's extraordinary. It's very clear from Ministry of Foreign Affairs advice on their website that New Zealand does not have jurisdiction over that water. We don't have the right to pass laws in relation to activity in that water. But oh no, Simon Bridges, mastermind of this Parliament, has decided he knows better than Foreign Affairs, he knows better than all the advice. So now we have reduction in the health and safety, the environmental and the financial security considerations in regards to exploration. We have an extension of a protest ban into an area which we don't have jurisdiction over, and that's why this bill should be thrown out. Very good.
Point of order, the Honourable Member Andrew Little.
Draw matter to your attention, Mr Speaker, to do with standard of address of the House.